How do you recognize a true mentor, a coach, someone who can really help you walk the path of life and help you simplify the problems of life using their wisdom, or finding a guru? Because a lot of people ask me this question, that how do we really recognize real wise people who would be able to add in their wisdom into our life? Because I feel that a teacher or a mentor is a true blessing for a person, and I have experienced it, and I have so much gratitude for each and every person who has guided me with this kind of wisdom, and their wisdom has brought in so many big shifts in my life. And let me tell you that the things that they tell you are not very complicated stuff. They're actually very simple things. So I'm going to help you understand this using a story which fascinates me even today, and I have heard this story multiple times. So this is about the guru of Swami Vivekanand. So what happens is that there's a yogi who comes to Ramakrishna Paramhans and says that, I have got the siddhi of walking on water after doing a tapasya for many years of life, and then I want to show you how I walk on water. So he goes and he shows Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans that he's able to walk on water. And then Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans asks him that, okay, how much time did you require to learn this particular thing? And then he says, it took me 18 years of my life, and this is the only thing that I have done in my life. And he is, swelling in pride and anticipating appreciation from him. And then Ramakrishna Paramhans ends up saying that, whenever I need to cross this, I just give charana, that is even, one fourth of a rupee, to the boat owner, and he just helps me cross the river, and my job is done. Okay? He says, I don't want to waste 18 years of my life doing something that I can do by giving charana to the boat owner. Now, what is the difference? Now, this can sound very disrespectful towards society or someone who's trying to do so many other things, right? But the question to ask yourself is, why doing such a thing is required? Okay? What is the need to learn to walk on water? For someone, it could be, just a hobby that they want to invest their time in and all of that. But wisdom is understanding, do I really need that power? Okay? Or is there other way to simplify this and do it? Because that for me is not so much important. And this small example itself tells you a difference between a person whose ego gets boosted by listening to these big words, jargons, complex things that people are talking about on the internet today. Because when you heard, especially in the world of spirituality, when you hear the words like siddhis, kundalini, this shakti, that shakti, oh my god, people go crazy about that. But the real sense of spirituality, it is so simple. Yes, there are so many paths. I mean, there's no one single path. But the people who have done a very straightforward inquiry into it, or who have made this realization a very straightforward path for, it's not even a path, it is just an inquiry into it, like in the Ashtavakra Gita. The things that they are trying to say can sound very complex to a mind and would say ki bas yahi hai, itna hi hai. And our ego would be like, but I want to achieve something, right? So I must be doing a lot of hard work for it. But the laws of the inner world are not the same as what we see in the material world, where you need to do hard work to, get to a particular point, achieve something. You need to put in efforts. But for spirituality and realizing stuff like that, you just need teachers, gurus, mentors like Ramakrishna Paramhans, and you can read what Swami Vivekananda has talked about, what he has talked about. You can read or listen to the lectures of Ashtavakra Gita, and these things will simplify the intellectual understanding itself in such a simple way, and it will also refine your ability to question things in such a good way that you will be able to differentiate between who is the one who can guide me as a person. Because initially even I thought this is so much about what is the label that is put on to this particular person, and when I started to not look at labels, okay, but look at, because label is what it is, ego after all, but look at the relevance, that how relevant and how resonating I find myself with this person, and at an emotional level, am I able to trust this person as my mentor or as my teacher, or someone who can guide me? And whenever I went by this emotional intuition first, can I really trust this person? And then I also looked at, when you say logic, there are so many videos of people available, or they write about their work or whatever it is. Logically, if it sounds like it's resonating with me, I'm not even saying correct or incorrect, I'm saying it's resonating with me as a person, because I'm someone who found it very hard to fit into a lot of communities setups, and also similarly, finding teachers who could really understand me and where I'm trying to come from. And whenever I have used this particular thing, and then I don't look at, what are their qualification, they are a PhD in something. I'll tell you, there's so many people in this world who have PhD degrees but don't have wisdom. They may have the PhD degree in their particular fields or whatever, but what we call as the wisdom of life is still missing in their, in their consciousness, or in who they are as a person. So a degree does not tell you how much a person is wise. It can tell you how much the person has the information about something. Not demeaning any degree, by the way, huge respect, because there's a lot of effort that people put into taking degrees. But if I'm choosing a mentor for myself, it won't be solely on the basis of that particular degree, but it would be on how that's translating with me as a receiver, and emotionally how I feel about something. And that is why, even when people come to me for clarity calls, I have an emotional check in with myself. Okay, energetically, do I feel this client is ready right now? And also, I urge my clients to have an emotional check in with themselves before they start to work with me. And that is why, I have kept the first clarity call, which is definitely a paid call, where I give them insights on their personality. So we do like a mini coaching session in that particular call, and I also give them insights on their personality, and then they can decide if they want to continue working with me or not. Because this kind of relevance and this kind of, understanding that me as a person who is reflecting something back to you, I am someone who's mirroring something back to you, simplifying things with you about your life. Is that coming from the depth that I want it to come from within myself? So, when I'm having that experience while coaching, I know that this whole thing is going in the right direction. So, you may also want to have these checkpoints yourself before you choose a mentor for yourself. Choose someone who can guide you. And, if you find someone, definitely your life changes a lot. And see you in the next video. By that time, you can stay tuned and keep your wisdom alive.